Hello, thanks for joining me here again today. Recently I've been taking a bit more of a proactive approach in the way that I reflect on our homeschool, and I wanted to share that with you today. I'm a fairly reflective person, and it is something that I do on a regular basis in all aspects of my life, not just my homeschool. But I don't always write these things down. And to be honest, most of my reflective moments happen at midnight when I should be going to sleep rather than sitting up and doing that. You know how it is. And so towards the end of last year, I decided that I wanted a little bit more of a formal approach to how I was tackling these moments of reflection, and also using this time as a way to look forward. And so I came up with a few prompts that I use to ask myself at the end of every single month. Today, I thought I'd share those with you because they've really helped me to see the places that we're doing things well, or the areas that we're really happy with. And it also helps me focus and hone in on those areas that I think probably need a little bit more attention. I just have two simple sheets, and the first one is reflecting on the month that's passed. So my goal here is that I'll do this on the last day of every month, and it is that today, 28th of February, the last day of the month. I've already added both of these sheets to my Facebook group, so if you're a member there, then jump on over and you can download them and print them off, and we can do this together. If not, I will pop a link in the description box down below so that you can head over and join, and you can get your own copy of these, or of course just grab yourself a notebook and we can work through our monthly reflections and monthly renewals here together. Either way, I'll be here waiting for you when you get back. So let's walk through the monthly reflection prompts, and then I'll share with you the answers that I have written down for my own monthly reflection. I'm going to share each prompt on the screen, so all you need to do is hit pause so that you can spend a moment or two with that one before moving on to the next. How did this month feel in less than 5 words? This month, I was consistent with my intentions and actioning my homeschool education goals. List the highlights from this past month of home education. What is one thing I know I need to work on next month? What is one thing that is working really well? Okay, so let's take a look at my thought process looking back on the month of February. So remember, for us, this is our very first month of our school year because we school to the calendar year. So let's have a look at my monthly reflection for the month of February. So the first one, how did this month feel in less than 5 words? Relaxed, yet a little odd. We'd been away for the whole month of January. I was not prepared in any way to start school in Feb, but we started very, very relaxed, but it was nowhere near what we would normally do in that first month of the year. So yeah, it was relaxed and fine, but it was a little odd. So this month I was consistent with my intentions and actioning my homeschool education goals. I gave myself a 5 out of 10 here, and just because, I had grand plans of being completely organised for us starting and being prepared for going away for the month of January back in December, and that never ever happened. And so we came back and I was definitely well behind where I should have been. But the family holiday and the time spent together was well worth it. List the highlights from this past month of home education. So like I said, the first one definitely was that we enjoyed a really nice, casual, calm start to the year. And I love that about beginning fresh new years. I'm not one to just dive in and throw them all the things. We definitely just ease into our years and hope and pray that the calmness remains. One thing that has really stood out to me though is maths for my boy. He's just going superbly well. Look, not that he overly struggled last year, but if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that last year was a big transition year for him into using an Australian curriculum maths book, whereas prior to that we've used other programs. So it was a bit of a transition, and he also started working with a tutor. This year, everything just seems to have clicked, whether that's been that big long summer holiday break, but nothing is over hard for him. He's just in, he does it, and he's pretty much getting, 90% of everything correct. So that's been a great thing to see this month. And my girl has been inspired to start researching her own little business. Now, I'm not going to say anything more than that because it's her thing and I really don't know where she will go with this. But that's been really, really nice to see her excited about that. So one thing I know I need to work on next month, being more organised with our book units. We're really behind in our book study because I'm not organised. And when my computer decided that it needed to go to computer hospital for a week, I had nothing printed or prepared. So just having that focus of being more organised with my book units. And one thing that is working really well for us, I'm going to say it, it's our relaxed approach. Note to self, keep this going, Kylie. We don't need to do all of the things. It's really okay to just have a small smorgasbord of what we're picking and choosing from for our children. So let's take a look at the month ahead, March 2022. For us, finally, the weather will just start to cool down a little where we can actually begin to breathe. Things get a little more manageable. Thank goodness. So let's set some intentions for March. I'll do the same thing. I will pop the intention prompt on the screen. So just hit that pause button and spend some time on it, and then you can come back and hit play whenever you're ready for the next one. Set an intention. Use a single word, phrase, quote, or verse. 3 goals I have for our homeschool this month. How will I work towards achieving these goals? 1 goal for each of my children. Okay, so my monthly renewal and looking ahead to the month of March. Set an intention. Use a single word, phrase, quote, or verse. So for this, I just simply chose connected. We're doing really quite well, and I just want to see us maintain that and keep our connection flowing into March. So 3 goals I have for our homeschool this month. Complete our book unit. Because we're behind, I really need to start prepping for that and making sure that we get it completed in the month of March. I want us to start earlier each day. We have already discussed this back in the beginning of February, but already we've kind of let that go by the wayside. So I need to bring that one back in to being. And this year I'm really looking at outsourcing a little bit more as well. And so I've been in conversation with some science and English tutors and hoping to get some group, I'm not sure, I haven't gotten any further than that at the moment, some sort of group sessions happening with those subject areas. So how will I work towards achieving these goals? So our novel study, I need to sit down and go through how many chapters we have left, how many weeks I have, and how many chapters per week that we need to complete to ensure that we're finished it in the next month. The rising earlier thing, we need to sit down and chat about it again, and I need to wake the kids up. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoy those mornings where it's just me in the house. I mean, obviously the kids are here, but when they're asleep, it's calm and it's quiet and I can get done anything that I want to. So there have been days where I've definitely let them sleep a little longer than what I probably should have. So yeah. And finally, for the science and English, I just need to write out my goals and my aspirations for this group and convey that to the tutors that I've been talking to, and hopefully try and organise some kind of trial session. It's really difficult to know when you're going to employ an outside person how things are going to work. So having some kind of trial session will hopefully let us have a good feel for what that person is going to be like. And then 1 goal for each of my children. So for my daughter, I really hope that she continues to work on this micro business idea, and I will do everything in my power to help see her get this off the ground. And for my son, currently our big one is to get more time outdoors. So we need to sit down and discuss some ways that we can make that happen. So this was really very different to anything that I've ever shared before. So I really want to hear from you here. Did you find this valuable? Is it something that you'd like me to do more of? Did you actually join me and do your own monthly reflection and renewal time? I want to hear from you. Let me know anything, any of your thoughts about this in the comments below. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye.